Proudly sponsored by Cayman Medical Supplies. Call them at 949-6211. Optical Outlook, now at their new location in Anderson Square. Come see the difference with Optical Outlook. And Cayman Insurance Center, celebrating 45 years in the Cayman Islands, specializing in property, life, and other lines of insurance products and services.
And now, Radio Cayman presents The Business Buzz, an insightful and fresh take on a variety of issues that impact the local business environment. This is where we address the business topics that matter. Radio Cayman's Business Buzz. Here's your host, Anita Khan.
Good morning. It's 28 minutes until 8 o'clock. Thank you for joining us on the Business Buzz this morning. It's Tuesday, and I'm excited. We have Thursday, Susan. Thanks for reminding me. My day off is on Wednesday, so whenever I come back to work on Thursday, I'm always thinking, is it Tuesday or Thursday? Thank you, Susan. Saying good morning to Susan next door. She's taking care of business with the console, traffic, cameras, door, just about everything this morning. This morning, we're looking at Doctors Hospital, which is a private for-profit hospital in the Cayman Islands and is dedicated to providing exceptional health care to the Cayman Islands. Their modern facilities are centrally located in Georgetown and is a 16-bed medical surgical hospital specializing in surgical care. Residents and visitors of the Cayman Islands, of course, enjoy access to a full range of health care services provided by internationally recognized locally residing physicians and visiting specialists. And Doctors Hospital is a 24-hour urgent care and consistent investment in state-of-the-art technology, and that exemplifies their commitment to improving the quality of life of the people of the Cayman Islands. And having said all of that, we want to say good morning once again. This is the start of our Thursday edition of the Business Buzz. And given that the focus is very much on men's health this month, we thought it would be great to have in studio oncologist Dr. Sanjay Avasti of Doctors Hospital visit with us this morning and to discuss the importance of early cancer detection and other topics relating to men. Good morning, Dr.
Good morning.
Avasti.
Thank you.
You said I can call you Dr. Sanjay, right?
You may, yes. Much easier.
It's a lovely name. Thanks for being on the buzz this morning.
Thank you for the invitation.
I'm glad you can comb your way through that traffic and get here.
Well, there's not much traffic, just one stoplight.
One stoplight. Well, that's great. That's great. And good to have you in the studio.
Thank you.
And Dr. Avasti, you've been in the Cayman Islands for how long?
Since August 2021.
2021. Okay, it's good. Well, welcome.
Thank you. I've enjoyed it immensely.
You've been enjoying the beach?
Very much, yes.
Dr. Avasti, can you share a little bit about your professional background and your new role as oncologist at Doctors Hospital?
Well, I've been a physician since 1986. I trained in Dallas, Texas at the Southwestern Medical School, and for the last 30 years I've been a medical oncologist practicing wide-spectrum hematology and oncology, primarily oncology with the focus on breast cancer, prostate cancer, lung cancer, and melanoma. Recently I've been doing much more immunotherapy than before. It's a great promising set of medications that are amazing. Over the last 30 years, I've been a laboratory and bench researcher working on the causes of cancer and how different fatty acids, omega-6 and omega-3 fatty acids, cause cancer and how to prevent it. I've been funded for my research by the U.S. National Institutes of Health and Department of Defense for about the last 25 years. And finally, my daughter got into the veterinary school here at St. Matthew's, and my wife, who's a psychiatrist, and I decided to move here. And primarily because we love the people, we love the island, of course we love the beach, and the restaurants, and the hospital, and the doctors, pretty much everything.
Well, we love you too, Doctor.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, Dr. Sanjay, during your years as a researcher, you said a lab researcher, correct?
Yes.
Now, what changes in oncology or cancer drugs and medicine have you seen over the years?
Well, when I started, if I stretched it, I could say that maybe there were 25 medications for treating cancer.
25?
Yeah, roughly.
Okay.
There are, last count, over 200. Most of them have actually been approved in the last 10 to 15 years. We have treatments for almost every cancers now, and they're part of this push called precision medicine, where we nowadays can sequence the genes of the cancers in the patients and make tailored medications or use tailored medications for each of their cancers. So treatments like immunotherapy, kinase inhibitors, enzyme inhibitors, a variety of others did not exist. The types of radiation that we have now, these conformal radiation, which conforms to the tumor and doesn't cause as much toxicity, proton beam, SBRT, gamma knife. In addition, the surgical procedures have gotten so much advanced, laparoscopic surgery, robotic surgery. Many of these are becoming available in Cayman through the hospitals here, and I think that they will make a substantial difference in the life of Caymanians. I think still the treatments are probably perhaps less important than prevention. An ounce of prevention is a pound of cure. So since prevention is primarily behavioral and habitual changes, dietary changes, that often it is just the lack of awareness of self, that is sort of mindfulness, that a word that my wife likes to use, and also fear of cancer, fear of actually being diagnosed, and often misinformation about, someday we'll cure cancer. The treatments are terrible. They just kill people and things of that nature. To address that primarily, I say, that to think that someday we're going to cure cancer. I think we cure about 75% of them now, the vast majority just through surgery if you catch them early. And with the treatments that I mentioned, we cure a substantial number, but unfortunately, because of fear, delays, financial problems, insurance problems, job problems, that patients aren't able to get to care as fast as they would.
That was going to be my next question. Is there going to be a cure? Yes. What do you? But no, that's another show.
Well, yeah. So right now, the treatments are directed at finding out and making drugs for what is wrong with the cancer, what genes are wrong. One question that hasn't been adequately addressed is what is never wrong with the cancer. That is, what is different about the cancer but never important in a normal cell. So my research and the biotechnology companies that I've founded are focused on that question and how it relates to a combination of what we call the omega-6 fatty acids, or they're called the polyunsaturated, or another name is essential fatty acids, and their interaction with stress and antioxidants. So, yes, there are thousands of researchers across the world, each one of them targeting a different type of protein for cancer treatments, and sometimes the advances are incremental. I work on a protein called RLIP76 that has that existential quality for cancer occurrence, and we may have a drug that is more broadly targeted for many cancers.
Okay. Now, tomorrow, Doc, we celebrate International Men's Day.
Yes.
And a lot of men do not like to go for a checkup.
Well, I think part of that is the testosterone in us. It makes us somewhat stubborn and a little bit afraid to seek assistance or help. And certainly the fear is always there in terms of very often are we going to be able to provide our family if we were diagnosed with cancer, that I won't be able to afford the treatment. I can have time off from the job. And somehow it would make me, quote, less of a man if I were diagnosed with cancer. So I think a lot of those have to do with many things. But again, the lack of information and awareness are the two key issues that are there for both men and women.
Doc, we have to take a break. But before we do that, what are some of the top health concerns of men?
Well, the top health concerns, I think, is number one, I would say sex. Number two is the ability to have physical strength to do what you need to do. Number three is being attracted to women. Number four is taking care of their family and children. Those are, I think, probably most important. There are many others, how you look, how you feel, but many of those are important to everyone. And even the ones I said for men actually are applied to women as well. So human beings have many of those traits.
If you're just joining us, you're listening to the Business Buzz. This is our first segment of the morning, and we're speaking with Dr. Sanjay Avasti. He's an oncologist at a doctor's hospital. I want to say thanks to our sponsors this morning, Cayman Insurance Center, Optical Outlook, and Cayman Medical Supplies. Doc, when we come back, I'll ask you about health screening.
The Cayman Islands boasts of a long, colorful, and rich history. In tribute to our roots, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Historical Vignette Series, brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects. The Cayman Islands, He hath founded it upon the seas.
Reverend John Ray Gray, MBE, 1910 to 1992. John Gray was born in Scotland and educated as a mining engineer. While working in the coal fields of Lancashire, he received a calling to enter the ministry, and in 1937 he was ordained as a minister of the Church of Scotland. His first posting was to Nazarland, now Malawi. In 1939, at the beginning of World War II, he was posted to Jamaica. In 1948, he was invited by Reverend George Hicks to visit the Cayman Islands, and in 1949, he and his wife, Mary Nee Wright, and their 2 children, they would eventually have 5, arrived in Cayman to stay. He was posted to the West Bay charge of the Presbyterian Church, which now bears his name, and under his auspices, he started Cayman High School, also later named for him. He served as headmaster from 1949 to 1974, then worked as a bookkeeper for 10 years, remaining active in the United Church all his life. He was a Sea Scout Master, a life member of the Red Cross, and a charter member and Paul Harris Fellow of the Rotary Club of Grand Cayman.
Radio Cayman's historical vignettes was brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects.
The Rotary Central Music Extravaganza 2021 tickets are here. Get your $25 ticket and stand a chance to win the grand prize of $40,000, second prize $4,000, and 6 $1,000 prizes. The Music Extravaganza music event, Saturday, November 27th at Salty's Grand Harbor, featuring CNB, Deja Blue, The Fabulous 68s. Tickets now on sale by Rotary members, authorized ticket sellers, and at eventpro.ky. 26 years of Rotary Music Extravaganza, funding over 70 community projects of significance since 1995. Rotary Central, Cayman Islands. Registered not-for-profit number 232. Rotary Central. Serve to change lives.
Now open on the sister island, Brack Medical Supplies. Located at 403 Gerard Smith Avenue, next to the Alexander Hotel. Open Tuesday to Saturday from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Telephone number 948-2228. Brack Medical Supplies.
2020. Unprecedented times, uncertainty, and literally a new way of life.
Life happens, usually without warning.
That is why making sure that your family is insured is so important.
Cayman Insurance Center, 47 years strong, working to protect your family and your most valuable assets.
Whether you need to get a quote, renew a policy, or file a claim, Cayman Insurance Center is here to protect you and your family.
For more information, call 949-4657. Cayman Insurance Center, specializing in property, life, health, motor, and other lines of insurance products and services at affordable rates.
Business Buzz. Business Buzz with your host, Anita Khan.
And we're speaking with Dr. Sanjay Avasti. He's an oncologist at the Doctors Hospital. Good morning again, Doc. Good to have you in the studio.
Thank you.
This off-air conversation is great. It should be on the air, but we don't have time for that. So we'll stick to our discussion. And Doc, what types of health screenings are performed at Doctors Hospital, particularly relating to men?
Being relatively new to the island, I guess I may not be able to give you a comprehensive look, but screening starts off with the physical examination. We have general practitioners, internists, physicians who do executive physicals that can look at a patient's history and blood tests for the first clues. Then simple x-rays sometimes can be done, urine tests, sometimes stool tests. That is can be followed up in women by things like mammograms, ultrasounds. In men and women, colonoscopies are key, and we have Dr. Choi, Dr. Solomon, and other physicians that do that. For men, we recently had the fortune of getting Dr. K from the UK, who is a urology expert, so looking for prostate cancer, testis cancer. There are many other types of screenings that are available on the island. Dermatology screening. Having been skin cancer specializing oncologist for a while, I know how important that is. We start off with seeing whether you smoke or drink, because that really points you into the direction, and if you have a family history. So the history is, I think, the key.
Now, as a woman, I don't pay attention to prostate. Doc, what is prostate, and why is its health important to men?
Well, it's very hidden. It's behind the front of the pubic bone, and it's about the size of a walnut. When it gets large, it can become the size of an orange, or I've seen them the size of a grapefruit. They get larger as you go along. And the primary function of it is actually to secrete a fluid that is necessary for nourishing sperm, so that and keeping it safe on its way to the womb. And a secondary minor function is continence, although urinary continence, although that was overestimated in the past. It sits just underneath the bladder and just above the first initial part of the penis.
Okay. Now, what does PSA stand for?
PSA is a protein called prostate-specific antigen. It is specifically made by the cells of the prostate. It is also made by cancer cells that originate in the prostate. And cancer cells are capable of making more than prostate tissue. So we can do a blood test that detects this protein. It's a very simple test, and that can tell you if it's below a certain number, you're reasonably safe. If it is in a middle area, then you may have a risk. And if it's above a certain number, then you may already have prostate cancer either in the prostate, or if it's very high, then it's already spread. So the numbers I like people to remember are 2, 4, 10, and 20. And those are sort of the cutoffs of the different levels of what we think of as the risk stratification for prostate cancer presence.
Most men are terrified of having a prostate exam.
Well, you know, at the most it's once a year. We get a lot more uncomfortable things done. It is, embarrassing to drop your pants and bend over. But, as I said, we do a lot more uncomfortable and embarrassing things. And just, remember that when you go to the doctor, this is it's a profession, it's a calling. It is a private thing, and that's the place where, yes, you should have all of your clothes off, and the doctor should look at everything to make sure, you cannot be modest in that type of situation. And trust me, doctors don't necessarily enjoy doing it any more than anyone else. PSA is one of the ways that doctors have sort of skirted the responsibility of doing that. There's a certain skill involved in doing it, and doctors like urologists are highly skilled at it, and general practitioners have done it so often that they're very good at detecting small lumps, because you can feel the prostate through the wall of the colon. And you can very discreetly feel knots in the prostate that are as small as maybe a 1/4 inch in size, much earlier. Therefore, now the ones you feel, they may actually be less dangerous than the other ones, and because not all prostate cancer is actually treated. Most of the time, we say, well, we can watch and see what happens, even if we actually diagnose the cancer.
Okay. And going back to women, modesty, women have to go through pap smear through doc. So
it's something that is part of life now, and maybe in some time in the future there will be a very reliable blood test that will tell you when you have just a few cells of prostate cancer, at which time treatment would be easier, and I see that coming within the next few years. Within this decade, we will have something like that, so that the indignity would go away. But it is what it is at the moment. And
now, what are some of the telltale signs of prostate cancer?
There are many. If you get to the point where your bones are hurting and you fracture a bone, then it's too far along. The earliest signs have to do with some type of urinary problem. Very often it's not pain. It's most often it's obstruction, where usually by the time people or men get between 50 and 60 years of age, they have a little bit, well, let's put it this way, they can't hit the wall at 6 feet. Okay, and the urine stream gets a little weaker.
I haven't heard that one in a while.
Yeah, well, now we have a directional spout, so you can test, but it gets weaker, and then it gets even worse, where you have to stand there and wait until it come out, and then it gets worse because you actually have to sit down to pee because of the way that the bladder and prostate are anatomically made. You have to sort of bend the urethra to make yourself pee. Some men will notice blood in their ejaculate. Some of them will have already developing some degree of impotence. There are more general things. There are things that, such as, let's say, pelvic pain, a painful area around your anus, or some sort of cramping sensation. And if it's far along, you can have cough if it's in the lungs, jaundice if it's in the liver, and paralysis if it's in the brain.
Now, tomorrow is International Men's Day, and we put the focus on men and boys tomorrow. Mm-hmm. And Doc, we understand you'll be appearing at the Lion Center. Is it tonight?
Yes.
Tonight for Movember.
Yes, I will be speaking actually about what kills men, and not really just about cancers, but putting into perspective as to really how important our behavior and the underlying cause, which is, I guess that I would have to attribute it to testosterone, but how these underlying characteristics of men predispose different types of death, from everything from heart disease and trauma and accidents to cirrhosis of the liver because of drinking, and the cancers that occur because of these habits.
So this would be a good lead-in for tonight.
Yes, it would. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So if you're out there and listening and have interest in being entertained, then I will try to make it as simple as I can.
Come on, guys! Come out tonight to the Lion Center. It starts at, I'm not sure what time. What time does it start?
It's at 7 o'clock. Dr. Darley Solomon will be speaking about colon cancer and screening, which, we say prostate. Colon cancer is the most common cancer in men.
And that will be another show, Doc. Definitely. And on this note, we want to say thank you so much. Anything you'd like to leave with our listeners this morning?
I'd just like to shout out to my wife, Sangeeta Avasti. Hi, sweetie. We've been married 37 years now. My daughter is Shani, who's in school here, and my youngest son, Raghav, who's at CIS. Love you.
Oh, that's sweet. Doc, thank you so much, and we wish you all the best tonight. And as you continue your practice here in the Cayman Islands, we've been speaking with Dr. Sanjay Avasti, oncologist at Doctors Hospital. Stay tuned. Coming up, Susan's got the time check and the news. And then we'll be back later on in the morning, about 8:18 or so, with our second segment of the Business Buzz.
Thank you, Anita. And studio time by Foster's is 8 o'clock.
For Thanksgiving, are you thinking roast turkey or glazed ham?
Ooh, let's go turkey.
Great. Now for sides, let's do scalloped potatoes, mac and cheese, and steam-herbed vegetables.
Yum.
And for dessert, should we go apple or pumpkin pie?
Pumpkin for sure. But when will you have the time to cook this feast?
Oh, I won't be cooking. I'm ordering a holiday dinner from Foster's. They start from just $79.99 and are easy to order online. Just head to fosters.ky.
Easy, delicious Thanksgiving holiday dinners, only from Foster's.
The 8 a.m. News is proudly sponsored by the Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan. For further information, please visit chamberpension.ky.
Do you know how well your pension plan performed? Attend the Chamber Pension Plan's annual general meeting to stay informed and find out how you can achieve your desired retirement lifestyle. Members are invited to meet our trustees and take part in our question and answer segment on 1st December 2021 at 6:30 p.m. at the Chamber of Commerce Boardroom in Governors Square. Refreshments will be served. Please visit our website chamberpension.ky or email admin@pensions.ky for further details. The Cayman Islands Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan. We're here for you.
For today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
With your latest news, I'm Carsley Fuller. The governor checks in from the Joint Ministerial Council meeting in London.
It's been an excellent 2 days of meetings. We had a visit by His Royal Highness, the Duke of Cambridge, who underlined his commitment to the overseas territories and the strong bonds between the royal family and the OTs.
His Excellency Martin Roper tells Radio Cayman the discussions have been wide-ranging, starting with a look back at what happened at the COP26 Global Summit earlier this month.
We discussed the environment and oceans. We've discussed a wide range of other issues, including COVID, health, economic resilience, law enforcement, border security, but also mental health issues and how to promote inclusive societies.
This is the first JMC since 2018, previously postponed due to COVID and the UK's general election in 2019. Today, Mr. Roper will be participating in the meeting of governors of the overseas territories. The Joint Ministerial Council meeting is the principal forum for reviewing and implementing shared strategies for promoting the security and good governance of the overseas territories. The main focus of the November 9th cabinet meeting was a reallocation of government funds. Cayman's leaders shuffled some money in the budget. They increased appropriations to the University College of the Cayman Islands for teaching of tertiary level, professional and vocational programs by almost $252,000, pulling from funding for local and overseas scholarships. This change will lead to an increase in allocations to UCCI for the upcoming budget years. Cabinet also reallocated funds from the Ministry of Sustainability and Climate Resiliency to the portfolio of legal affairs by moving funds for policy administration of $110,000 to settlement of claims for this fiscal year. Another shuffle involved the transfer of $3.1 million from the Ministry of Education to the Department of Education Services for groups such as primary and secondary education, special needs, and facilities maintenance. Cabinet also reduced the monthly remuneration for the Auditor's Oversight Authority Board of Director members down to $3,000 for the chair, $2,250 for the deputy, and $1,500 for directors. On the flip side, Cabinet increased the monthly stipend paid to University College of the Cayman Islands Board of Governors, $4,000 for the chair, $2,000 for the deputy, and $1,000 for each member. And 239 additional cases of COVID-19 were reported by government Wednesday night. Only 3 of those are registered in travelers. There are currently 3,500 active cases of COVID-19 in the Cayman Islands. 19 people are in the hospital getting treatment. Now with a check of international news, here's the BBC, which will take us out of the newscast. I'm Carsley Fuller from Radio Cayman's newsroom.
BBC News with Jerry Smith. German MPs have voted in favour of new restrictions to try to bring a surge in coronavirus infections under control. The country has recorded its highest ever number of daily cases. Some new measures target the unvaccinated, limiting their access to public transport and the workplace. The rules still need approval from Germany's upper house. 24 aid workers have gone on trial in Greece, charged with espionage for helping migrants who arrived in the country by sea. The defendants worked with a non-profit search and rescue group that operated on the island of Lesbos. Turkey's currency, the lira, has dropped further in value in response to the central bank's decision to cut interest rates for a third consecutive month. The bank reduced its key rate from 16 to 15% under pressure from President Recep Tayyip Erdogan. The Women's Tennis Association has said the world needs independent and verifiable proof that the missing Chinese player Peng Shuai is safe. She disappeared from public view after accusing a former senior Chinese leader of sexual assault. A Foreign Ministry spokesman in Beijing said he had no knowledge of the matter. Iraq's Foreign Ministry says more than 400 of its citizens who've been attempting to migrate to the European Union from Belarus are due to return to their home country today. A repatriation flight is scheduled to take them from Minsk to the cities of Erbil and Baghdad. The US Secretary of State Antony Blinken has condemned the violence against protesters in Sudan. On Wednesday, 15 people demonstrating against the military coup were shot dead by the security forces. And the Kenyan authorities say 3 convicted militants have been recaptured days after escaping from a maximum security facility. They've been trying to cross the border into Somalia. BBC News.
The 8 a.m. news is proudly sponsored by the Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan. For further information, please visit chamberpension.ky.
Do you know how well your pension plan performed? Attend the Chamber Pension Plan's annual general meeting to stay informed and find out how you can achieve your desired retirement lifestyle. Members are invited to meet our trustees and take part in our question and answers segment on 1st December 2021 at 6:30 p.m. at the Chamber of Commerce Boardroom in Governors Square. Refreshments will be served. Please visit our website chamberpension.ky or email admin@pensions.ky for further details. The Cayman Islands Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan. We're here for you.
Stay in touch with Radio Cayman for the latest in news and information.
Follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Download the Radio Cayman app or log on to our website, www.radiocayman.gov.ky.
Radio Cayman, your voice, your choice, your radio.
Come on, Cayman. Let's get ready to reopen. Countries all over the world are proving life can go on and we can safely coexist with COVID-19 in our community. With open borders, our readiness will be vital to protect each other and our islands. We can do this. Have your voice heard and pledge you are ready to safely reopen. Visit reopencayman.com. Join the movement and pledge that you are ready to reopen on November 20.
The technology sector is forecast to be one of the fastest growing industries in the next decade, with more jobs available than skilled people to fill them. Enterprise Cayman is helping to fill this void and grow the next generation of Caymanian innovators, giving young people access to high-quality learning experiences with the opportunity to pursue careers in technology and innovation sectors. Learn to code, how product development works, enter professional competitions, access high-tech resources, network with special economic zone industry professionals, and much, much more. Visit enterprisecayman.ky to find out more. Brought to you by Cayman Enterprise City.
Radio Cayman Super Jam Show, the #1 drive time entertainment show on your radio. Enjoy your mix of pop, hip-hop, dancehall, urban gospel. The Super Jam Show is
brought to you by these kind sponsors.
The Cayman Islands Football Association, CIFA, building a better future for Cayman football.
Cayman Insurance Center. Don't take chances with your family's future.
UWI Open Campus, on-site, online, and on demand.
Visit open.uwi.edu. Call them today at 946-8322. Train with Dre. Train with Dre's lunch weight loss program. Get your meals right and lose weight today. No excuses, no gimmicks. Call Dre today at 928-3420. Also brought to you by Superior Auto Center. Do it right the first time with Superior Auto.
949-9570
or 525-9571.
Superior Auto. They keep your car in tune.
And boxed from our kitchen to yours. Available throughout Grand Cayman.
The #1 drive time entertainment show on your radio.
The 8:10 a.m. weather report, Monday through Friday, is proudly sponsored by Pan American International Insurance Corporation. Pan American International Insurance Corporation, meeting the life, accident, and health insurance needs of individuals and businesses to ensure financial security and peace of mind. For more information, call 949-8304 or visit www.palig.com. That's PALIG.com.
Pan American Life Insurance Group can help you take your employee benefit solution to the next level. For more than 110 years, millions of people have trusted PALIG because we've always delivered on our promise. PALIG is the only insurer providing group policies to as few as 3 employees and has the ability to combine life, health, disability, and income protection to provide you and your employees with a complete employee benefits package. Let us customize your employee benefits solution today. Call us at 949-8304 or visit our office at Unit 221, Cannon Place East, North Sound Road, or visit us online at www.palig.com. Pan American Life. People you can trust for life.
Pleasant good morning. Let's take a look at the latest weather report. Current temperature is 81 degrees. Relative humidity is 85%. The barometric pressure is 29.99 inches and rising. The wind is east at 5 knots. Overnight low temperature was 78 degrees. Synopsis indicate light to moderate winds and seas expected over the Cayman Islands today, as a cold front currently along the southern United States is expected to drift south towards the northwest Caribbean. Satellite images show scattered clouds, showers and some thunder west of Grand Cayman. Now the forecast for today calling for partly cloudy skies with a 30% chance of afternoon showers, and temperatures will be in the mid-80s. Winds will be easterly at 10 to 15 knots, and seas will be moderate with wave heights of 2 to 4 feet. Pretty much the same for tonight. Partly cloudy skies with a 30% chance of showers, and temperatures falling to the mid-70s tonight. Winds will be easterly at 5 to 10 knots, and seas will be moderate with wave heights of 2 to 4 feet. Today's high tide will be this morning at 9:24, low tide this afternoon at 3:25, and a high tide again tonight at 8:27. The sun will set this evening at 5:45 and will rise tomorrow morning at 6:36. And the outlook is calling for similar weather conditions through Saturday morning.
10 a.m. Weather Report, Monday through Friday, is proudly sponsored by Pan American International Insurance Corporation. Pan American International Insurance Corporation, meeting the life, accident, and health insurance needs of individuals and businesses to ensure financial security and peace of mind. For more information, call 949-8304 or visit www.palig.com. That's PALIG.com.
We at Pan American Life Insurance Group are here to help you protect your family and your income. For more than 110 years, millions of people have trusted PALIG because we have always delivered on our promise. Life insurance is not only about death, but also about living benefits. We'll help you secure the life insurance, accident and sickness disability income you need to protect you and your family. Call us today at 949-8304 or visit our office, Unit 221 Cannon Place East, North Song Road, or visit www.palig.com. Pan American Life, people you can trust for life.
During these unprecedented times, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Cayman Strong Series. The Cayman Strong Series is brought to you by Encourse Cayman. Visit encourse.ky to view a full list of wellness services and their qualified team. Encourse Cayman, health, wellness, and happiness.
Achieving your goals is a very rewarding feeling, but at times can feel very frustrating, especially if and when we miss our target. As you approach your goals in life, set yourself up for success.
When setting your goals, tell a friend. Having an accountability partner is often helpful in achieving your goals. Let your parents and partner know what you are planning or doing. Sharing with others also helps us to develop the ideas and our vision. Writing down your goals can help to solidify them for you and help you to stay accountable.
Change your thinking and change
During
your life.
these unprecedented times, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Cayman Strong Series. The Cayman Strong Series is brought to you by Encourse Cayman. Visit encourse.ky to view a full list of wellness services and their qualified team. Encourse Cayman, health, wellness, and happiness.
These days, feelings of loneliness, anxiety, stress, and depression can be overwhelming. Just know you are not alone. Encourse Cayman offers private mental health services for children, teens, adults, and groups. Visit encourse.ky to view a full list of wellness services and their qualified team. Encourse Cayman, health, wellness, and happiness.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Planning a meeting, event, or office celebration? Visit subway.ky to place your catering order today.
Top of the morning to you. Let's take a look what's happening on your roads. Traffic is steady on Huldah Avenue, and on Koo Road, westbound traffic is steady as well. And eastbound traffic on Koo Road moving on moderately. Busy traffic on the Linford Pearson Highway and coming off of Agnes Way. On the West Bay Road in front of the Ritz, traffic is steady in both directions. Traffic moving on moderately on Godfrey Nixon Way and Eastern Avenue. No issues on Edward Street as traffic is flowing nicely. Light traffic on Owen Roberts Drive. And on North Sound Road, traffic is moving on moderately. That's the very latest on your traffic. Join us again at about 10 minutes after 12 o'clock. We'll give you another traffic report. Have a good morning and click it or ticket.
Are you planning a social, an office party, or event over the holiday season? Make the most of your holiday party and leave the catering to Subway. Choose from small and large sandwich platters, double meat wrap platters, and top it off with optional cookie platters for dessert. Or ask about our Subway Box to Go with the option of a 6-inch or foot-long sandwich, 1 cookie, and 1 bag of chips. Cater your holiday parties with Subway. Visit subway.ky for menu options. Subway, eat fresh.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Planning a meeting, event, or office celebration? Visit subway.ky to place your catering order today.
It's about time I upgrade my life.
Wait, you win money?
No, even better. I plan to pursue some CXC qualifications. Time to learn something new and earn a better salary.
Man, our CXC day is done.
No, man, you can still get CXC qualification through a private learning institution after you've left secondary school. Just visit cxc.org for their full list of exams and contact the Ministry of Education for registration details.
Explore your full potential with a qualification from CXC.
Planning for the hurricane season can be stressful, especially because COVID-19 remains a concern. To help you safely prepare, here's some tips from the Public Health Department. Have a fully stocked first aid kit. Make sure you have face coverings, hand sanitizers, and disinfectants should you need to evacuate to a shelter. Ensure sufficient supply of medications for people with illnesses. Ensure immunizations are up to date, and when eligible, take your COVID-19 vaccine. Ensure a sufficient supply of food and clean water for every member of your family. For more guidance to update your emergency hurricane plans due to coronavirus, visit www.caymanprepared.gov.ky. This message is brought to you by the Public Health Department in partnership with the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
Business Buzz. Business Buzz with your host, Anita Khan.
Good morning and welcome back to the Business Buzz. This is our second segment, and I think it's a day for the men to be in the studio. And it's a welcome sight. Now, tomorrow is a special day, but before we get into that, we just want to say good morning to our guests in the studio. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. This month, we honor the men and boys in our community who continue to make positive contributions and be positive role models. Tomorrow, the globe will pause to celebrate and continue the dialogue on creating a nurturing and empowering world for men and boys, because tomorrow we celebrate International Men's Day. In this segment, we put the spotlight on the Family Resource Center, FRC, as we hear all about the organization and the events planned for International Men's Day tomorrow. In the studio, we have, I'll let them introduce themselves. The first person, good morning, sir.
Morning, Anita. Thank you for having me. I am Andre Bailey, parent facilitator with the Family Resource Center.
And he's got a good voice there. Susan has no trouble this morning with maneuvering the board because, you know, you've got a great voice. Tell us a little bit more about yourself, Andre. That just can't be it.
Well, I mean, yes, I've been tasked with doing a lot of work on the International Men's Day campaign. This is my second year with the Family Resource Center. So last year was the first one. And jumping into the campaign, I'm grateful for the opportunity. And then this year to try to advance it and to bring it further, to do more with the campaign itself. I mean, it has been going on here on Island for 10 years, actually. So this is our 10th anniversary doing the International Men's Day campaign. And we wanted to really in face of COVID and the restrictions that we're undergoing and all that is happening, try our best to forge new partnerships and to do more within this space. So we have done a lot of virtual work, as well as try to do work for the campaign in relation to what is happening in our environment.
Well, good to see a man behind the drive this year. Well, not last year, but this year as well.
Yes, so that's true.
And you've got some experience from last year.
And I was shadowing a lot last year, learning from my colleagues. Okay. So this year now I've been thrown in the deep end. Yes.
And speaking of partnership, you've got your partner here with you this morning.
That is correct.
Our next guest, we'll ask him to introduce himself. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you very much. My name is Dave O'Driscoll. I am the chairman of Movember Cayman, a movement.
That's a good partnership.
Yes, a movement that has been happening a little bit longer than International Men's Day. But it's all for the same cause, really. At the end of the day, is raising awareness and helping our brethren all around the world, and especially here in Cayman. I am tasked with raising awareness and raising funds during the month of November, which I would like all of you to call Movember from now on, if you don't mind.
Yes, sir.
Yes, and through events and fundraising, we hopefully and very gladly give the money to the Cayman Islands Cancer Society, where everything stays on island, to help all our brothers and men and the boys on island.
And before I move on, question, like the Lions Club, Tropical Gardens, they raise funds specifically for mammograms, for women to have free mammograms, give vouchers.
Correct.
The Movember movement, do you do anything similar with regards to having those vouchers for men who want to have some, prostate screening or anything like that?
Yes, absolutely. A lot of the money raised by Movember is used by the Cancer Society to pay for PSA screenings for all the men of Cayman, especially tonight at the Lions Centre, which is one of the reasons I'm here this morning. We have the information night, the biggest night for us, for Movember, of the calendar month. And tonight, PSA screenings are free for all eligible men who turn up tonight. In the past, we've had up to 250 screenings in one night.
Wow.
Yeah, all paid for by the money raised by Movember through the Cancer Society, and put together for the last couple of years anyway by Doctors Hospital and the very charitable volunteers of the Cayman Islands Cancer Society and several labs on island as well.
And we just had, in our first segment on the buzz this morning, we had Dr. Sanji Avasti from Doctors Hospital. He's an oncologist, and he'll be speaking tonight. So that's a good lead-in for him. And for you guys as well.
Yes, of course. Of course.
Because it's the month of Movember.
It is a month of Movember.
There you go, you got it.
Today is Movember 18th.
Movember 18th.
And tomorrow, Movember 19th, it's International Men's Day. I'm happy that men have a day of their own. Women have a whole month. We honor women for a whole month.
Right.
So at least you guys have a day.
And that's fair, right? Yeah.
And we are expanding that, which is why the partnership forged with Movember is also good, because they have taken and transformed the whole month. And slowly we are doing that. So we have had several activities throughout the month, from the Family Resource Center as well as from the Movember Committee, to have more done during the month in order to make it into a month-long observation, a month-long activity for men and boys within the community.
When you sent me that calendar, I'm like, a whole month?
Yes.
Okay, so that was great. So you had some do you want to maybe just touch on some of the activities that you had so far from Movember?
Well, Dave can talk on Movember. I'll talk on it.
Well, it all started on the very 1st of November, where we invited all our potential Mobros to shave their faces. Mobros, yeah. Any play on words that involves Mo, that's what I'll be saying. All Mobros were invited to shave their faces clean on the 1st so that they could grow a mustache for the month of November. This would help in raising awareness, and these Mobros would then look for sponsorship from friends, family, co-workers in their bid to continue to grow their mustache through all the pain and embarrassment for the entire month of November. And then all those monies raised then would be donated to the Cancer Society at the end of the month. That was just the first.
Very nice.
And it is painful and embarrassing. I remember after I shaved my beard, I went to work. Everybody was like, who are you?
Who is this child?
That was before you wore a mask, right?
No. Since year, I mean.
Since last year.
No, this year.
This year. Okay.
November 1st of this year. November 1st of this year, we went to the shave off to get that done. So just going in the office the next day, it was very interesting. For us, we have been doing a lot of social media work so far. Posting on our social media platforms about men and men's health, parenting tips for men. And we have been doing that part of it so far. We jumpstart things today, really, with coming here. Thank you to the Business Buzz for inviting us to be a part of your show, to start the conversation. And we continue tomorrow with the conversation here again at Radio Cayman. We'll be having the round table discussion during, can I call another show's name? I don't know.
That's fine.
Okay. I don't know.
We won't charge you.
We won't charge you. So we'll be on Talk Today tomorrow. So we invite everybody. All your
our talk show.
Yes. We
sure.
invite everybody to tune in.
Promotion, you know?
Thank you so much. We invite everybody to tune in tomorrow. All the Business Buzz audience to tune in to Talk Today tomorrow. We'll be here with men from the community, and we're going to be continuing that dialogue about men and men issues here on Ireland. We also have the Dress Down Day tomorrow. So we invite government, will be doing it, of course, but we're inviting the community to also participate, as well as corporate Cayman, to do whatever it is within their space to organize a Dress Down Day. We have International Men's Day shirts still available. Persons are able to order them from the Family Resource Center.
They're very cool, by the way.
Is that the one you're wearing?
No, that's the. I have an international.
I have the November shirt.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and that was last year.
Well, this is this year, so it is the same design that continued from last year.
Okay.
Yes. So
phenomenal.
There are actually 4 SKUs actually. So there's phenomenal, immense, achievement, and
instrumental.
There you go.
That's the one I like. Yeah.
Instrumental, with a play on men for each of the words. So that's a Dress Down Day. We invite persons, organizations, entities to organize a Dress Down Day, and they could raise funds in their own way, which could be again donated to the Family Resource Center. All donations that we receive from Dress Down Day, the cause, go towards the programs for men. That we do have some programs that are specific for fathers and for males.
Well, that would be my next question.
Yes, so we're going to get into that. But the big thing, tomorrow again, we are having, with John Gray High School, we'll be doing a virtual conference with them. So we have done the organization so that we have speakers who will be zooming into their classrooms. We have areas set up, and we're going to be zooming in and having a virtual conference with them, doing the presentations, getting the feedback from the boys. So that's interesting. We're looking at health for boys, men's health in general, speaking to young men about their health. We're going to be talking about mental health and social issues relating to men and boys. The theme for this year is better relations between men and women. So part of that presentation with the boys is looking at developing healthy relationships between men and women. What does it look like from their age, and how does it translate into their relationships as they grow up as young adults into adulthood, into forming long-term relationships. So it's supposed to be I
like that.
Yes, it's definitely going to be an exciting virtual conference. It's the first time we're doing a virtual conference like this. Of course, again, we had to make adjustments based on our current situation. Usually would have been in person, but with the adjustments, we're doing the virtual conference, and we know it will be something spectacular. John Gray is fully on board, and when we invited them to be a part of it, the principal jumped at the opportunity, and immediately we started the planning for that.
I think it's a great idea. Now, Andrea, before we take our first break, Give us some information on the background and mission of the Family Resource Center.
The Family Resource Center started in 2009. Fun fact. For those who didn't know, fun fact. We started in 2009, and it falls within the Department of Counseling Services. So there are 3 entities under the Department of Counseling Service. The Family Resource Center, that's one. There is the Counseling Center, and there's the Caribbean Haven Residential Facility out there in Bordentown. And when the Family Resource Center started, it was an amalgamation of what was the Women Resource Center, the National Parenting Program, and the Young Parents Program. And the government at the time decided to merge these entities and to form or create what we now know as the Family Resource Center back in 2009. So we do cover those work still. Parenting services, a lot of that. For young parents, male and female. Once you're a young parent, we support you, parenting services. And we have programs that also cater to children from a parenting angle as well. So there's one of our very popular program that has a high uptake is the SNAP program, where we cater both to the parents and the children at the same time in order to teach the skills across the board for helping with behavioral management and self-regulation.
Thanks to our sponsors this morning, Cayman Insurance Center, Optical Outlook, and Cayman Medical Supplies. If you're just joining us, we're speaking with Mr. Andre Bailey. Andre is a parent facilitator at FRC, and he brought along his partner, his Movember partner, Dave O'Driscoll, and Dave is the chair of Movember Cayman. We're going to take that quick break. When we come back, we'll continue our discussion.
2020. Unprecedented times, uncertainty, and literally a new way of life.
Life happens, usually without warning.
That is why making sure that your family is insured is so important.
Cayman Insurance Center, 47 years strong, working to protect your family and your most valuable assets.
Whether you need to get a quote, renew a policy, or file a claim, Cayman Insurance Center is here to protect you and your family.
For more information, call 949-4657. Cayman Insurance Center, specializing in property, life, health, motor, and other lines of insurance products and services at affordable rates.
Optical Outlook Caymanian Village location has moved. Same great services and products, new location. We've moved to Anderson Square in central Georgetown. It's a much larger space with dedicated parking. Please call us on 746-2020 to make your appointment at our new location today. Make sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Please come see the difference with Optical Outlook, Cayman's premier optical provider.
Prospect residents are invited to a free vaccination clinic by the Honorable Minister for Health and Wellness, Ms. Sabrina Turner, Thursday, November 18th from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. at her constituency office at number 33 Marina Drive, Prospect. For more information on the vaccination clinic, call 746-9314. Join the Cayman Islands National Museum in celebrating their 31st anniversary. Cayman old times are back again.
Cassava cake and cold swanky. That's Cayman.
The Cayman Islands National Museum is pleased to host Look Ya, Old Time Days Come Back Again, How We Used to Live. Take a break from 2021 and take a step back into yesteryear. Relive our good old times. Saturday, November 20th, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. We're shutting down Gorn Avenue and Seafarers Way and expect to see all of Cayman there to celebrate. Cayman style beef, cassava cake, and stew turtle competition in all of our old-time traditions. Platin, rope making, salt fish, making wampas. Bring the kiddos, and don't forget Granny too. Saturday, November 20th from 10 a.m. until 6 p.m. Now that's Cayman.
Cassava cake and cold swanky. That's Cayman. A jobin, a drink, and a beef patty. That's Cayman.
Business Buzz. Business Buzz with your host, Anita Khan.
Welcome back to the Business Buzz. The guys are chatting. Sorry about that. No, we know tomorrow is International Men's Day. And Andre, you just said the theme is better relations between men and women.
That's right.
Okay. So, how much promoting of that have you been doing?
Of the theme or International Men's Day?
The theme.
Well, we posted on everything in relation to the year. So when we hashtag IMD 2021, we also promote the theme for this year because we want to push the message. It's the international message. It's the national theme. As a matter of fact, Anita, the theme this year comes from one of the pillars of International Men's Day. So there are 6 pillars within International Men's Day, and one of them is to promote gender equality and gender relations across the genders, right? Promote equality. So the theme came from that. And the International Committee decided that better relations between men and women we would focus on for this year. So we are doing that. So we recognize, while we still talk about men's health a lot in International Men's Month, and we talk about issues relating to men and boys, we also try as best as possible during the conversations for this year to include the snippets of the theme talking about better relations. And like I said earlier, looking at addressing those concerns even from the younger men, the boys within society, for them to understand the importance of building these healthy relationships and having the better relations. Because if we're going to be looking at how it is that men treat women in the future and how it is women treat men or how men should be treated, then they have to understand the dynamics and the importance of having that relationship between them. And we are fully supported by the Gender Affairs Unit, who are also one of our sponsors. They will be online with us tomorrow for the Talk Today program to speak with us from that unit. So they too are promoting the message, and we are happy to have their full support.
Okay. So Movember is a partnership. Oh, Movember. I just love
it just rolls off the tongue, doesn't it?
All the Movember. No, Andre, can you share some details? You have the annual basketball competition coming up.
Yes.
Can you tell us where it's taking place, when, and what prizes are up for grabs, and how can I sign up?
All right, good. So this is the 3rd year we're having the basketball competition. So it's now a staple. After 3 years, it's solidified.
Can I be on your team?
Sure.
Right.
Sure.
So
I'm
it's
a great player.
Yes, that's good. That's good. So it's now a solid thing. This is the 3rd year. We're going to be at Cayman Bay on the outdoor courts this year. So persons don't have to be so much concerned about the heat and so on. We're having tents set up and things for the waiting area for the players. So it's on this Saturday, November 20 at Cayman Bay Sports Complex on the outdoor basketball courts. We start at 9:30 with registrations, and games will begin at 10 a.m. Persons can register through the link that we have posted on Facebook. So it's FRC Cayman. You could find us there, and the registration link is there. But if you email us at frc@gov.ky, we can also send that registration link to you. We are also doing on-site registrations, so persons are allowed to just show up and to register. You don't need a team, so you should just show up, and we will put a team together with all the persons who register individually. So once you're there, just come and sign up.
Impromptu team.
And a team will be formed with you.
Best team, impromptu teams.
I know, right? What's so great and different about this particular basketball competition? It's an amalgamation or a meeting of men and boys. So it's a 3-on-3 competition, but the junior has to be on court at all times per team. So it's not a competition for children and then a competition for adults. It's a competition where both children and adults, so you have young boys and men who are interacting, they're playing together, they're building camaraderie, and they are being competitive in fun competition.
Sounds like fun.
It is fun. There's a junior division which is for under 12. So that's for boys under 12, so we keep those separate. But everybody else, 13 to 99, you play together on the same team. So the men bring the boys and coach them along, and it's completely fun. It's one of the best basketball competitions you can watch on island.
Sounds like fun.
Because of how the setup is. The cash prize for the senior division is $1,000. $1,000 Caymanian dollars.
All right, that's it. Okay, I'm entering. Andre, you and me, we're going to go white men can't jump style. Okay,
right.
They'll never see us coming.
That sounds good. And it's free.
It's
so
free.
You're entering for free, and the cash prize is $1,000. So there's no better offer than that. You're getting $1,000 for nothing, really, just for participating and being there.
Wow.
So, yes, come out on Saturday at the Cayman Bay Sports Complex on our outdoor basketball courts for the men and boys basketball competition.
Okay.
So that's
tournament. One event. Let's roll into another big event. So we're having an island-wide sales event.
Yes.
And on Radio Cayman, we've been running the ad, been telling folks what to do, how it's going to work. But you tell us a little bit more about it, Andre.
All right. So, again, like I was saying, this year we tried to create awareness without necessarily being able to go out and to meet with persons in public places. I was know exactly what's going on. So when we met, we thought about how can we get the message out in face of everything. And the idea was for us to have an island-wide sales event. And this does several things in one, because it gets the promotion and the awareness out, which is it's a public campaign. We want awareness above all things for persons to recognize that International Men's Day happened on November 19th, and we are celebrating it here on island. And the sales event does that. So persons are able to participate simply by going to a store and purchasing something and having that store recognize that International Men's Day is happening, and we are doing this for our valued customers in honor of men who continue to contribute positively in our society. So it also helps with boosting the local economy, because we do recognize what has been happening and the drawbacks from the pandemic ongoing. So it does two in one. It promotes International Men's Day, and it also helps with boosting of the local economy, especially for small and medium-sized businesses. We want to get those persons involved more so. So, yes, we ask persons to be a part of it. It's free for entities to be a part of it. We provide them with the social media coverage in terms of posting them as a participant, and they too can do their own promotions.
How many participate in stores businesses you have?
Well, currently, I don't have the list, but I remember 10 stores that have already submitted their details. So we have posted that on our website, the FRC website, frc.gov.ky, and we are doing promotions on our Facebook and Instagram platforms.
Okay, so this is all day.
All day. I mean, stores are allowed to do whatever they want. They want to make it a whole weekend sale, fine, and that's great. We'd appreciate that. But it's on November 19th, so it's this Friday.
November 19th.
On November 19th. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much,
So it's on November 19th.
That's tomorrow.
And it's International Men's Day. That's tomorrow.
That's tomorrow.
So we invite persons to go out and to participate on the FRC's website, like I said, as well as our Facebook and Instagram pages. You are able to see all the stores who are participating this year. And we want to definitely make this an annual event. To grow it over time. And if it is, we could get at a point or at a place where persons know that November 19th is here and it's a big island-wide sales day, then there will be constant and continuous promotion of International Men's Day every year, because persons will look forward to this sale and all the offerings that the stores will be giving them.
So International Men's Day, is it a set date?
November
19th.
It's always November 19th.
Okay.
Always.
So you're going to beat Black Friday to the punch, basically.
Well,
I like it. Yeah.
Well, I mean, persons could use it as a platform to move. So it's a sale from the 19th of November until Black Friday.
Right, yes.
If they want to do that, fine.
Perfect. That's a great idea.
Kickstart the sales.
That's a good idea.
Yes.
That's a great idea. Great idea. Now, you have the support of the Chamber of Commerce.
We do. Yes. We approached the Chamber of Commerce and we said, we know that you are a staple within our community and you, have all these relations with these businesses here and the work that you do, and we'd want you to be a part of it. And we contacted them today, and today they responded to say, yes, we would love to be a part of it. So the Chamber of Commerce is fully endorsing the island-wide sales event. And as a matter of fact, I can say that they have already committed to endorsing us for next year.
Wow.
So I'm appreciative of that, and we definitely want to give a shout out to Mr. Wilpenu, who is the chairman of the CEO of the chamber, who jumped at the opportunity, and his team. They have been working with us with promotions from their end as well, making contact with their membership and referring them to us to be a part of this sales event.
All right. Now, Susan has a quote on my script. Susan, I'm going to read it. It's a quote by Abraham Lincoln. No man stands so tall as when he stoops to help a child. And on that note, we'll take a commercial break.
Now open on the sister island, Brack Medical Supplies. Located at 403 Gerard Smith Avenue, next to the Alexander Hotel. Open Tuesday to Saturday from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Telephone number 948-2228. Brack Medical Supplies.
Optical Outlook Caymanian Village location has moved. Same great services and products, new location. We've moved to Anderson Square in central Georgetown. It's a much larger space with dedicated parking. Please call us on 746-2020 to make your appointment at our new location today. Make sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Please come see the difference with Optical Outlook, Cayman's premier optical provider.
The technology sector is forecast to be one of the fastest growing industries in the next decade, with more jobs available than skilled people to fill them. Enterprise Cayman is helping to fill this void and grow the next generation of Caymanian innovators, giving young people access to high-quality learning experiences with the opportunity to pursue careers in technology and innovation sectors. Learn to code, how product development works, enter professional competitions, access high-tech resources, network with special economic zone industry professionals, and much, much more. Visit enterprisecayman.ky to find out more. Brought to you by Cayman Enterprise City.
As the community continues to take precautions from COVID-19, it is important to stay prepared for other disasters now that we're in the hurricane season. Here are some post-hurricane safety tips from the Department of Environmental Health. Did you know you must ensure all utensils are washed with detergent and rinsed with hot water if they make contact with flood water? For full guidance on post-hurricane safety tips, visit www.deh.gov.ky.
Business Buzz. Business Buzz with your host, Anita Khan.
As we head up to the 9 o'clock hour, I want to say thanks for sticking with us this morning on The Buzz. In the studio, we are speaking with Mr. Andrew Bailey. Andrew is a parent facilitator at Family Resource Center. And we have Mr. Dave O'Driscoll. Dave is the chair for Movember Cayman. Now, Movember, what's the partnership with Movember? How did this come about? I mean...
He paid me. Just a crisp 25. No, I'm kidding. No, Andre approached me a little while ago and asked if we could join forces. So he invited me to the Family Resource Centre and gave me a tour. That place is fantastic. Like, I'm almost embarrassed to say that I didn't know much at all about the Family Resource Centre before now.
I don't know much about. I don't know. I've never been there either.
I
need an official invite.
Okay,
you should invite her. You should check it out. It is such a well put together establishment. It really is. I was so impressed, and the help that they give to the community is unreal, and it's almost like a selfless act by everyone involved, and it's something that Cayman should be very proud of, I think.
Mm-hmm. So we love the partnership.
Yes. So when we met, we spoke about the plans that Movember was doing, Family Resource Center doing, and we decided that yes, this could work for us to work together, support each other in the different initiatives, as because we are aiming for the same thing. We're looking at men's health. We're looking at men and promoting men and boys and their contributions to society, talking about their health from all levels, from all aspects. And then when we recognized that we had the same vision and the same mission, then it was an easy partnership formed at the time. On Saturday, after the basketball competition, we're moving over to their 5K run. Dave?
Yes, so this Saturday, Movember has its inaugural Must Dash 5K run, if you see what I did there. So it is being held in Safe Haven in the evening, so don't worry, it's not one of those break of dawn 5Ks. This is at 5 p.m. at Safe Haven. You can register online, find the registration through racecaribbean.net or movember.ky. The gang at the FRC, I hope, I've promised anyway to set up a water station.
We'll be there. We'll be having a water station at the Movember 5K run, yes.
Yeah, and Andre will be there all kitted out in his short shorts and his compression socks, ready to better his record of 21 minutes.
What a
over
visual.
The 5K.
What a visual. Now, can you share the importance about health screening, the health screening event tonight? You said last year you had, 200 people that screened?
I'm not, the most in 1 year, I think we had close to 250.
Wow.
Last year, even though we were kind of almost in the middle of the pandemic, we actually had a great turnout. I don't think it reached quite 200. I think it was about 120, if I recall. Okay. But anyway, yes, it is PSA screenings. It's very easy. It's what it is they take a sample of blood through just like a little prick in the finger. It's the tiniest amount of blood. There's no needles really involved. It only takes a couple of minutes, and you get your results within a couple of days. So like the middle of next week probably. And it's encouraged that all men entering their 40s, like myself. Andre, you're nowhere near that. What are you, 22? But they should start to get themselves regularly screened. It's great, even though you might be fine, at least they will have a record of your results and the numbers, and if the next year you get screened and they see some abnormal rise in numbers, then it can be dealt with very soon and you won't have an issue, because as we know, prevention is definitely better than cure, and this is a cancer that can be nipped in the bud, so to speak.
And we heard that from Dr. Avasti this morning on our first segment. Now, what time does the event start tonight at the Lion Centre?
Yes, 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock.
So Dr. Awashti and also Dr. Solomon of Doctors Hospital will be giving presentations and Q&As, which will be headed by Dr. Sukyin. So she will be entertaining all the funny and sometimes completely irrelevant questions that we get. But everybody leaves there knowing more, which is the most important thing. The men and women of Movember will be there, as well as the women of the Cayman Islands Cancer Society. There will be refreshments, and we will have all these cool T-shirts for sale as well. Hopefully, if you want to pick up a T-shirt, I know they're in high demand. And yes, all during that, you can get your PSA screenings as well, and you're done and dusted by 9 o'clock, hopefully.
And it's an absolutely free event.
Yes.
All right, that's the best part. Now, either one of you, or both of you actually, talk to us about the positive contributions that men and boys are making here in the Cayman Islands.
All right, good. Well, a lot of things are happening,
Dave,
and we would definitely want to talk from the perspective of students. Let's start there. At John Gray, that we're partnering with for the virtual conference tomorrow. You know, they have their Boys to Men program, which is being launched at Clifton Hunter tomorrow as well. So it's moving from just being at John Gray to Clifton Hunter. So both schools will be offering that Boys to Men program, which really provides mentorship for young men and helps them move through that process of being adolescent teenagers into adulthood, teaching them relevant skills and so on, exposure to leadership and a bunch of other things. Tomorrow, join us and you'll hear far more about Boys to Men. So that is happening, where we have recognized as a entity, Family Resource Center, and as a society, I think we have now fully embraced the concept that it is important for us to address early matters and issues relating to our children. Boys and girls alike. But since we're talking about November, we'll focus on the boys. But we do recognize that boys and girls alike. As part of that, we are going to be having a webinar on the 30th of November as part of International Men's Day and Movember celebrations. The final day we'll be having a webinar talking about raising boys. So this persons could sign up by, again, emailing the Family Resource Center or going online at our platforms to see the registration link is there. It's a online webinar. We're talking specifically, how do you raise resilient boys? How do you cater to the boys in your life? Yes, they're children, but there are some nuances and subtleties that you'd want to inculcate, whether a male or female. And it's important for parents to recognize how to treat their boys. We have long held a stereotype and we have long boxed boys in. And we are breaking away from those traditional views to a more inclusive and holistic view now. And we are going to be addressing that during the webinar. So those things have been happening. More men are contributing positively. We are seeing with our DVITP training, domestic violence, we are seeing a shifting. Far more men are attending our trainings. So the awareness is going out there. The programs that we're having programs for men specifically and for fathers. And we have had uptake. Anytime we put out a program for men, there are men who are contacting the Family Resource Center and asking about these things, as well as signing up for the programs that we offer for them. We offer a program called the Fathers First. And this is for, as it says, fathers. And we have men who call and sign up about it long before program is ready to air on the waiting list for the Fathers First program. So we are seeing a shift in the parenting side of things. And we know that once that is happening on the parental level, then the children are benefiting from it. And it means that there will be a ripple effect in the society in general. Mm-hmm. Far more fathers are less punitive. Their approach to raising children is different. And we appreciate to see that shift happening. The government is also supporting programs and initiatives related to men. And this is encouraging for us. And we will continue to work towards that, to bring about this gender equality that we're asking for and we're looking towards, as well as improving the relationships between men and women.
Anything you want to add to that, Dave?
I think he absolutely covered everything, didn't he?
Yes,
wow.
Yes, he did.
I feel like my movement just pales in comparison now.
Not at
but
all.
no, we're trying to cover everything together. Yeah. We have, in recent years, we've seen men's mental health become a much bigger issue.
Yes.
Or maybe it was always a big issue, we just didn't know. It took a couple of kind of international celebrities to take their own lives to really put this to the forefront. And so Movember also supports raising awareness for men's mental health. And I think that will have a positive effect on how men treat children and how they raise their boys and their girls as well.
And the viewpoint of it, because persons have a particular view. Like I said, men are boxed in. So even the view of what mental health looks like and as it relates to men, there's a shifting happening. Far more, this be taken more seriously. And with that shift and that recognition and awareness, then something can be done. Early intervention can take place, and persons can know that there is help available through the Family Resource Center, through the Department of Counseling Service in general, through the mental health line that has been launched since COVID came in last year. There are resources available for persons who might be experiencing any form of mental illness.
Well, Susan, our producer, she threw in another quote for me this morning on my script, and this is from Douglas Wilson. It says, if boys don't learn, men won't know. And on that note, anything else you guys want to leave us with this? Susan, we need more time on Business Buzz for this segment. Because I've got a whole bunch more questions here for these guys, but they're going to be in talk today, but they won't have all the questions.
Yes. Yes.
So I want to say congratulations to both of you, Movember and FRC, for doing such a wonderful job and putting men and boys in the forefront, in the limelight. They always take a back seat, and us women, we always take control because we're control freaks. But it's good
you said it.
Yeah,
right. Everybody heard that, right?
Yes, I know.
I take full responsibility for that. And I just want to say that you're both doing a great job.
Well, thank you very much. Just one more reminder tonight, 7 o'clock at the Lions Centre, information night. You'll learn. You will bring information back to all your friends and to your family, and you'll be wiser and you'll be safer if you are one of the men eligible for the PSA screenings.
And women can come out too, because I tell you what, women learn, and especially men who are stubborn, who want to listen, they can influence men,
Yes,
to
and women raise boys.
That's right.
So it's important.
Oh, you'd be amazed at how many men turn up there because they were dragged there by their woman. And that's fine too, as long as they get there.
As long as you get there. Okay, thank you so much for being on the buzz with me this morning. Thanks to our producer, Ms. Susan Watson, to our listeners, our viewers on YouTube, and of course our sponsors, Cayman Medical Supplies, Optical Outlook, and Cayman Insurance Center. We've just heard from Andre Bailey. Andre is the parent facilitator at FRC, and Dave O'Driscoll, and Dave is the chair, Movember Cayman. For the rest of Movember, please have a wonderful, wonderful time.
Thank you so much.
And stay safe.
The Business Buzz is proudly sponsored by Cayman Medical Supplies. Call them at 949-6211. Optical Outlook, now at their new location in Anderson Square. Come see the difference with Optical Outlook. And Cayman Insurance Center, celebrating 45 years in the Cayman Islands, specializing in property, life, and other lines of insurance products and services.